Hello and welcome to another edition of News Showcase. I am Priya, Tamil Nadu's first artificial intelligence news presenter. Widespread violence in Uttarakhand state left many dead and injured over 200 people after a mosque and a religious school was demolished. Reports said violence erupted in Haldwani, the state's financial hub, when officials backed by the police came to demolish the buildings, which are said to be illegal. Police said they were built on government land and a court had ordered their removal. The internet was turned off and police were issued orders to shoot the rioters after curfew was ordered in the town. According to reports, the injured included more than 50 policemen, state employees and journalists. Authorities ordered schools and colleges to suspend classes, among other precautionary measures, as reports said. A court will hear the case again next week. The Indian government has announced Bharat Ratna, the country's top honor, for 3 men. 2 of them served as prime ministers, and another was India's top scientist. Narasimha Rao was a member of the Congress party, and he served as prime minister from 1991 to 1996 and was credited with starting India's economic liberalization. The Janata Party's Charan Singh was India's 5th premier in 1979, and he was often referred to as the champion of India's peasants. Scientist M.S. Swaminathan was also named for the Bharat Ratna, who is widely considered as the pioneer of the country's green revolution. The Bharat Ratna is awarded to eminent people in recognition of outstanding service to the nation and mankind. The Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy, has called on Prime Minister Narendra Modi, which has started speculation about electoral alliances between their parties ahead of polls in May. The visit comes a day after Reddy's political rival Chandrababu Naidu met with the BJP's leader J.P. Nada and Home Minister Amit Shah in Delhi. Observers are of the view that the BJP might not be in the best negotiating position, considering its dismal performance in the state 5 years ago and its recent crushing loss in neighboring Telangana state. Sharing of constituencies is the biggest challenge faced by any electoral bloc, as allies demand a larger share and insist on seats where they can win. On the occasion of Mauni Amavasya, devotees flocked to the banks of river Ganges to take part in a sacred bath in the cities of Haridwar, Prayagraj and Varanasi. Women holding clay lamps engaged in rituals and sang hymns. According to Hindu belief, taking a dip in the river on the occasion is considered highly auspicious. Reports said about 20 lakh people arrived at the banks of the river to perform the rituals amid extensive security arrangements. As a precaution, divers and rescuers from the National Disaster Relief Agency were on standby to help with any security-related incidents. Explosives experts with the police department were also deployed to deal with bomb threats at the site. The Indian Army and the Royal Saudi Land Forces have concluded their first combined exercise, Sada Tanseek 2024, in the state of Rajasthan. An official statement said the 12-day exercise was designed to help the two sides become more compatible and familiar with one another's operational protocols and combat drills in accordance with the UN mandate. The troops also practiced cordon and search, helicopter-borne operations and house intervention drills. The exercise at the Mahajan Field firing range was conducted in 2 phases, with the Saudi Arabian contingent consisting of 45 soldiers and the Indian component, which was made up of the 20th Battalion of the Brigade of Guards Regiment. As Pakistan counts the votes in Thursday's general election, there are indications that no party will secure a majority to form the government. Observers say the election is the least credible in Pakistan so far, and counting of votes has been very slow compared to previous elections. The backing of the military has always been necessary for any government to maintain its hold on power. This time it appears that the military is siding with former adversary Nawaz Sharif of the Pakistan Muslim League. Despite being jailed, cricket legend Imran Khan is still very popular, and many members of his PTI party are contesting as independents. Bilalwal Bhutto Zardari, the son of former politician Benazir Bhutto, is also in the race for the first time to secure the country's top job. The president of Ukraine has removed Valery Zaluzhny, the commander-in-chief of the country's armed forces. It comes after rumors that Volodymyr Zelensky and the general, who has overseen Ukraine's military campaign since the start of the conflict, were at odds. Battle-hardened General Oleksandr Syrsky was named as his replacement by a presidential decree. Since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, this is the biggest shift in the country's military leadership. According to President Zelensky, the sacked general could remain on the team and the high command needed to be renewed. Popular and well-liked by both Ukrainian soldiers and the general public, General Zaluzhny was a national hero in the country. President Vladimir Putin has said Russia's territorial gains in Ukraine must be recognized by NATO, and defeating him there is impossible. Putin's defense of the war came in his interview with former Fox News host Carlson Tucker, as the Kremlin confirmed the interaction, the first with a Western journalist since the invasion 2 years ago. He justified the war and said the West has realized that even with its backing, Russia cannot be defeated. Putin also ruled out a military invasion of Poland or Latvia and said it was not in its interest unless Russia was attacked. Moscow is opposed to Ukraine joining the Western military alliance NATO and launched the invasion to stop NATO from reaching its border. The U.S. Supreme Court, which examined the banning of Donald Trump from the Republican primary in the state of Colorado, appeared skeptical about the move. Under the 14th Amendment, the former president was struck from the list of candidates by the highest court in the state in December, which accused him of backing an insurrection in 2020. The top judge supporting the action was questioned by the justices during the hearing on the move's constitutionality, practical ramifications, and definition of insurrection. Trump, who did not show up for the hearing, is the clear favorite to win the Republican presidential nomination and challenge President Joe Biden in the White House race in November. Donald Trump has won the Nevada Republican caucus by a sizable majority, which means he will win every one of the state's 26 delegates, according to the system the parties use to choose their nominee for president. A disagreement between the state Republican Party and the state legislature, which is controlled by Democrats, resulted in 2 different elections being held in Nevada. According to preliminary figures, Trump received more than 99% of the vote. He is currently the presumed Republican nominee for the general election in November after winning races in Nevada, Iowa, and New Hampshire. Trump's next stop is South Carolina, where he will face off against Nikki Haley, the only remaining challenger to the former president. U.S. President Joe Biden has criticized an inquiry that revealed he handled top-secret documents improperly and claimed he had trouble remembering important moments in his life. It was Biden's response to the 345-page assessment that has been made public. During an unexpected press conference on Thursday, the president affirmed to the reporters that his memory was fine. According to Department of Justice Special Counsel Robert Hur, after serving as vice president, Biden inappropriately maintained secret papers pertaining to military and international affairs in Afghanistan. Hur had a 5-hour interview with the 81-year-old president as part of the investigation. Although it was determined that Biden willfully retained and disclosed secret data, no charges were brought against him. The report said the president had significant limitations in his memory. The U.S. has cautioned Israel that launching an unprepared military assault into the southern city of Rafah in Gaza would be a disaster. The White House declared that it will not back any significant operations in Rafah without taking the refugees living there into account. The head of Israel's military had declared that he received orders to get ready to conduct operations in Rafah. The majority of Gaza's population resides in the city adjacent to Egypt. There are 1.5 million Palestinians living in appalling humanitarian conditions in the area. Israel reportedly opened fire from tanks on Thursday, in addition to bombing areas of Rafah from the air. Since the conflict started in October, Israel has been continuously bombarding Gaza, leaving a large portion of the country's north and central areas in ruins. The organizers of the Academy Awards have announced that a new Oscar for Outstanding Casting would be added to it in 2026. Since the addition of the Best Animated Feature category to the ceremony in 2002, this will be the first new competitive category. In recent years, casting directors have pushed for recognition on par with other cinema professions like sound, costuming, hair, and makeup. In a statement, Academy officials stated, casting directors play an essential role in filmmaking. In recent years, the Academy has attempted to cut the ceremony's duration in an attempt to maintain spectator interest, as the performance frequently goes much beyond its allotted 3 hours. Thank you for watching. I am Priya, Tamil Nadu's first artificial intelligence news presenter. Do tune in, same time tomorrow, for a roundup of the latest news and updates in India and around the world.